I'm very pleased to welcome Ashutosh Pandey, CEO of Tata Cliq, the recently launched e-commerce venture from the Tata Group, which is an omni-channel marketplace, Tata Cliq that is. Mr. Pandey, thanks very much for joining us on NDTV Profit. For the benefit of our viewers, I'm going to ask a simple, straightforward first question. What is Tata Cliq?
So Tata Cliq is, I think, India's first and possibly world's first Omni-Channel marketplace. We are launching a marketplace, online marketplace that is anchored on three core pillars. A, we are very brand forward in the sense that we want to represent a whole swath of Indian and international brands. We are phygital in the sense that we want to integrate the stores online and offline and make customers' experience broadly seamless. And we are about delightful experiences on the site. So these are the three pieces of what Tata Cliq stands for and what we are trying to launch today.
But there's a consumer out there watching and wondering, why should I opt for Tata Cliq over, names that I'm familiar with in the e-commerce space, like an Amazon or a Flipkart or a Snapdeal? What's the special proposition that Tata Cliq is offering?
So there are many propositions actually, but the three takeaways that I would kind of do my selling story for is A, we have a number of brands that you won't find anywhere. They are all exclusive brands to us. We have about 20 odd exclusive brands that we have. The exclusive brands that we have are Westside, Chroma, about 12 international brands. So you will get products that you will probably not get in other marketplaces. That's one reason. Second is we offer a seamless online, offline kind of an experience where you can buy online. You don't want it, go and return in a store. We'll ship you quickly from the store. So you will get a whole host of experiences that you will probably, not find in that measure in other places. So I think that is where I would lay my two differentiators. The third and possibly one of the other ways to kind of look at Tata Cliq would be to say that because we have tied up with the brands and because our relationship with brands is very deep, we have brought onto the platform a large range of fresh merchandise. Typically, most of the brands usually give old season, discounted, very small range to multiple marketplaces. On this marketplace, you will find a lot of new ranges, things that you would like to kind of browse in a store, things that you would like to buy from a store.
So let's just be absolutely clear, Mr. Pandey. I will get every single Tata product conceivable, and then it's plus. Lots of other products as well, for example, via your recent tie-ups. Genesis is one example.
That's right. So we have, at launch, we have about 400 brands, out of which only about a handful of brands are Tata brands. So we are actually a full-blown marketplace of which Tata brands are one component of. Like you mentioned, our Genesis kind of a tie-up. We have similar tie-ups with many brands. The Genesis tie-up will give us luxury brands sometime in the future, near future. But we already have these kind of, a whole swath of brands for us.
Okay, I was just thinking about that for a moment. But also, are you ready for some serious cash burn? Because that's the raging debate when it comes to e-commerce in India right now. Consumers, for them, the norm is now discounts.
Well, it's a Tata business, and Tata Group hasn't been faint-hearted when it comes to investment. So we know what we are getting into. Having said that, I don't necessarily subscribe to the theory that e-commerce business is necessarily a cash drain business in the long term. Certainly, there is legitimate reasons to kind of consume cash to get customers who transact more than once for you. But I think the key metric to measure is whether we have a workable margin that kind of allows us to offer experiences to the customer without necessarily offering huge discounts. Honestly, in the past, discounts have been a proxy for a lot of service-related issues that people have kind of tried to kind of gloss over. I think what we can do by sensible pricing, by giving exciting offers and discounts is to kind of address this. For instance, if you go to our site today and you want to surf on our site, we have a site-wide promo running already on day one of the launch. But that does not necessarily mean that everything is at 80% discount. It's not sustainable. But you have to use pricing, you have to use discounts as a tactic and not as a strategy. And that's the approach we are going to follow.
Fair enough. But what's the investment that's gone into Tata Cliq?
The largest investment that's gone into Tata Cliq, hundreds of millions of dollars have already gone in Tata Cliq, largely on account of trying to build a platform that can scale, a platform that has completed all loose ends and which has stitched together a whole host of technologies to offer to customers. Very few platforms have launched on day one with a website, with an app, iOS app, with an Android app. So we have made significant investment there. We are also geared up for investment from now on to kind of acquire and serve customers in the near future.
And to create brand awareness, awareness about Tata Cliq, there's going to be a substantial investment into that, I presume, because the e-commerce market is relatively cluttered.
Well, if the last few hours is anything to go by, I think we've got overwhelming response, much beyond our expectations on day one. And I think, honestly, a name like Tata, it gives you that kind of visibility across different places, across the customer landscape. So I agree with you that there are many e-commerce players in the market today, but I think e-commerce players with differentiated proposition, you can count on your fingertips.
But we were talking about omni-channel strategy, and in recent months, I can personally recall doing multiple interviews where essentially it was bricks and mortar conglomerates entering into the online space. I'm talking about, Arvind Limited. A few months ago, it was Aditya Birla Fashion. Today, it's Tata. Is it a compulsion actually now for large bricks and mortar conglomerates to enter the online space?
When we started this journey about 16 months back and we said we are going to work on omni-channel, people said, look, what are you trying to attempt? That day, the narrative at that point in time was largely on GMV. It's quite refreshing to note that there's a lot of interest in omni-channel. Honestly, let me tell you that, the number of customers who shop online today is just about 30-40 million people. Indian customers who are online already are about 300 odd million. The market is huge. I think if more players come and legitimize an omni-channel strategy, so much the better. A question that's asked of me is, how will who will survive? I think that's a moot question, because if everyone has the same business model, only one guy will survive. And therefore, if many people have differentiated business models, many of them will survive. Having said that, some of the other players who have launched omni-channel have launched around a particular vertical, around a particular set of group companies. In our case, the omni-channel is spread across the network. So while there are 2 group companies who have omni-channel types with us, so have 10 other non-group companies. So I think what we are attempting, and it will be kind of validated either ways in the coming months and years. What we are attempting at the moment is to build a platform that can enable brands of all hues and sizes to offer omni-channel in a way that they want. Some people want very close and very kind of seamless kind of connectivity. Others want a slightly more hands-off kind of connectivity. This platform enables them.
Okay, 2 final questions. You've been very patiently answering all my questions, but 2 final ones. One, what is the performance measure you'll be evaluating or tracking closely in year 1, year 2, year 3? And the second question is, group companies, Tata Group companies, will they have some sort of, financial advantage now via Tata Cliq?
So let me answer the second question first. I think Tata Cliq is a business which is distinct from the other businesses of the group companies. So there isn't. It's a arm's length kind of a relationship like we have between group companies. That said, because we are part of one group, there's a lot more synergy at operating level rather than at a financial level. So that's one point. On the first, honestly, I'm not looking 3 years from now. I'm just looking at the next 12 months. What I'm looking for is 3 points. One, I want to make sure that the customer experience in the next 12 months is excellent. Any new site goes through teething troubles. There will be, customer experience issues that we need to resolve. My first goal in the next 12 months would be to clean up all these. One. Second is, I want to roll out Omni-Channel because I think that's a legitimate path, like you've already mentioned, that I don't want to speak to you 12 months hence and say, look, I told you so. It's a sense of deja vu. So I think we have to roll out Omni-Channel, which is the second big priority for us. And the third big priority for us is to launch newer brands and categories, because only by doing so can we actually lay claim to being a reasonably large-sized marketplace offering brands from popular, premium, bridge as well as luxury ends.
Well, Mr. Pandey, we're looking forward to see how Tata Cliq actually evolves. Thanks very much for joining us on NDTV Profit today. Great talking to you.